from Board and Dice. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see you are setting up your booth here at Origins 2019, and you have some very, very exciting games that whether it's already come out or will come out, and one of them is Teotihuacan.
Yes, so this is the expansion for Teotihuacan, and it will be coming out in the United States. It will be available at Gen Con, and then it will be available globally in October.
Right.
So
I will be at Gen Con as well, so I'll be looking forward to that.
yeah,
So that's going to be on retail?
yes,
Okay.
yes. So this is a modular expansion for the game. So it contains 5 different modules, and you can mix them together, play with all of them. And the nice thing is that it doesn't add a lot of new rules. It basically, if you're familiar with the game, you would be able to just pick this up and play with it and add the
Well, we have done the how to play for Teotihuacan, so we're going to put on the link so you can check if you're not familiar with the game, and let's see what comes up with this expansion.
Yes. So one of the first modules that is in the game is Priests and Priestesses. And this basically introduces player powers. So it comes with 10 different Priests and Priestesses, as well as 6 that you can use for the solo play as well. And all of them, they give you one really powerful benefit, and then there's a drawback as well. So basically you get something positive, and then something else that you may have to then take into account. So for example, there's one here that makes it easier for you to collect resources. But on the other hand, when you're spending the resources, you spend extra resources.
Right, so that's how you balance.
Correct. And other ones might be where this one here, for example, the cost to take any action is always 1 cocoa, but that also means that even if the board was empty, you still have to pay the 1 cocoa.
Right, okay. Cocoa is so high in Teotihuacan, for me anyway.
It is. So these ones, they at the beginning of the game, every player would be dealt 2 of them, and you choose one to keep, and then that's the abilities that you have for the rest of the game. So this just introduces some asymmetry and ways for you to have some differences between the player from the beginning of the game.
Apart from the tiles that you start with.
Correct.
Yeah, that's very good. And these?
So these are for solo play. So there are 10 for the competitive play, and then 6 of these for the solo.
And David Tagely also organized this. Okay, that's what I thought. Very interesting.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what's the other expansion.
So then the next module adds 1 more temple. So in the base game, there are 3 temples, the blue, red, and the green. This now adds an orange temple to the game. And it also comes with a sideboard. So this one would replace the number 6 Nobles board and has the orange temple sidebar on it.
That's slightly different then.
So the only way that you can advance on the orange temple is either when you worship or anytime that you get the wild advancement. So for example, on board 7, this icon would also allow you to advance on the orange temple.
Very good.
Now the orange temple, what it does is that as you advance up on it, so you see where you have the 1 and the 2 and the 3 dots, when you get to that spot, you get to choose one of these benefits, and you would basically put your marker here and say, okay, this is the one that I have. But here you can only choose 1 out of the 2, and here you can choose 2 out of 3. These ones, they reduce the cost of cocoa either when you worship or when you're collecting resources. The level 2 benefits are either you get an extra worker on board 7, you get a resource when you get a discovery tile, or after ascension your new worker starts as 2. And then the top 3, they deal with the eclipse scoring. So for example, you get to count as 2 levels higher, or you no longer have to pay the salary for your workers, or you get an additional mask. So they give you very, very powerful benefits. But then it's much harder to advance on this one. But the payoff, again, makes it worth it.
Absolutely. So is this competitive? So once a player go there and then that's it for...
No, so everyone can go. So multiple players can have the same ones, and you just mark them similar to how you mark the technologies. Except here you do not get the bonus victory points. So.
Very good. So that actually you place it on top of the...
So this would just go. Would just go on the side.
On the side, of course, Very good.
And then I'm going to show just the next 3 of them because they kind of go together a little bit. So we have a new action board number 7 and a new board number 8, and they just change. They're still used to add the decorations and the pyramid tiles, but how you do it is a little bit different. they function the way that the resource boards work, where you look at the lowest value worker. But here, there's also ways for you to add 2 decorations, for example, as well as additional side benefits of being able to unlock a worker in a worship spot.
That's good, because decoration seems a little bit like expensive for the gold, to have to pay for the gold. Yeah, that's good.
And then board number 8, again, this is for adding the pyramid tiles. Just as on the regular board, whether you have 1, 2, or 3 determines how many tiles you can add. But now the power of your worker determines where you're able to build. So you can only build on the upper levels if you have level 4 or 5 as your lowest. And again, some additional benefits there. Now, because in the base game, you would keep the decorations on and the tiles on these boards. Since these ones, there's no room for now it comes with a sideboard where you can put the tiles and stuff. And then there's also a spot here, which brings in one of the last modules, which is seasons. So you know how there are 3 eclipses in the game, and you would draw one of these at the beginning of the game, and this stays into effect until the first eclipse, and then there will be a new one for the second and the third eclipse. And they modify just some of the aspects. So it might be, for example, every time you advance on the Avenue of the Dead, you get 2 victory points. Or after Ascension, your worker can go on any board instead of just board 1. And so forth. So they give you more options to consider during each of the eclipses.
More options as well, so that's really, really good.
And so there are, in these tiles you can either decide which ones you want to play with, or you can do random ones if you'd like more of a surprise game. And again, they just change, like this one here, for example. Normally you move 1 to 3 spaces, but now it's 2 to 4. Until the next eclipse. And then the game just comes with markers for the special abilities on the Orange Temple, as well as there are now these worshippers that will go on as temple markers instead of the discs.
Fantastic. Are they going to have stickers on them? This is already nice shape anyway.
Yeah, so they're just custom shaped ones. So and this is all a production copy, so this is final components.
This is already final. So this is all arts and everything is final. It's only a month and a bit away until
that's right.
This is good.
Yeah, and it's the nice thing is that it doesn't really add a lot of new rules. It's almost like the setup instructions are more than the actual rules themselves, because it's easy to just add this in, and it's not going to. You don't have to relearn how to play the game. It's just more things for you to do.
And if our viewers wants to check out this, where can they go? Website?
So you will be able to find information. We posted information about this on Board Game Geek, as well as we will be keep posting things on our website, boardanddice.com, and so forth. And of course at all the conventions where we are, so here at Origins, at Gen Con, obviously there will be demos.
Very good. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.